Storytelling Cafe. We're waiting for others to join us, but we're pleased to say that this is coming to you live from Walid is in the World Storytelling Cafe in Marrakesh. The cafe is operating, and obviously internet is up, and so small mercies. The Henna Cafe is also operating, and that is running a food kitchen. Also, there's and they've got a GoFundMe page. So if you go to the Henna Cafe, you can see the GoFundMe page. Let me see if I can. Hello, Manuela. How are you? I can't see you because I'm on this. So you're okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I'm just listening in.
Have you been in touch with Kenza at all?
Yes, and her family is fine. They slept outside on the
Her
night.
family's good. So they slept outside the night of the earthquake?
Yeah, they had to sleep outside, stay outside that night.
Yeah.
But, I'm not sure if they've returned to their homes, but they're okay. So
they're okay. And yeah, so I can't work out how to do it. We could put the GoFundMe page for the Henna Cafe up in the chat or somewhere, or just send people over to, if people are watching and they want to know how to donate. The Henna Cafe is running a program, a food program, because of course in Marrakesh at the moment there are some food shortages, and a lot of people are very hungry. And if you go onto the World Storytelling Cafe site, on the World Storytelling Cafe community Facebook page, I've shared a link there where people can donate to, or they can donate through the British Moroccan Society. There's several links up there where people can, and these are all organisations which the money will go direct where it's needed, and there'll be no administration costs and so forth. So it will go sort of straight into the pot and straight out to where it's needed. So I think it's important for people to know. And for those who don't know what the Henna Cafe in the has been provided, isn't it a social enterprise that provides education? It's an education organisation, and the cafe itself, in normal circumstances, provides a safe place for women to do henna for tourists, with a safe henna and a safe space for them where they don't have to sort of go out and be vulnerable. And also runs education, and all the profits from the cafe would normally go to run education classes in the Medina, free education classes. And through the pandemic, they distributed 50,000 free meals. They turned it into a sort of soup kitchen. They're still giving free meals, or continued. They distributed that through Piccolo, a bicycle charity that operates, and so they managed to get the meals out to places like the bus station where some homeless were living. Of course, there's now an enormous number of homeless in Marrakesh, in the poorer areas, and there's hunger, and so they're back to being acting as a food distribution point and a soup kitchen. And I don't know whether they've managed to get flour now. There would have been a flour shortage in Marrakesh, as far as I can make out. Waleed can probably correct me on that if I'm wrong. So bread's been in a bit of a short supply, but they're still managing to distribute food from the Henna Cafe. So there is a GoFundMe page. I think both. I made sure it was on the World Storytelling Cafe community page as well as my Facebook page. So, and if anyone can share that, anyone listening that can share that, that would be great. So it goes. So go and find me either on my page or Lucy Wood's page. And the further we share that link, the better, I think. That's Zuhair.
I'm trying to get on the Facebook page to put it in the chat. Here we are. I think I found you. Page to put it in the chat. Here we are. I think I found you.
Yeah, I'm just working off my little phone at the moment because I still haven't got proper internet in my new. Yeah, I'm just working off my little phone at the moment because I still haven't got proper internet in my new. Oh, yeah, I'm just. I heard myself back. My little phone at the moment because I still haven't got proper internet in my new.
Yeah, because I was sorry, I've muted the Facebook now. I've found the Facebook page, and Kashira is following us from Facebook. So I've put the hello Kashira, and I've put the link to the GoFundMe.
Excellent.
So hopefully our friends in Morocco will receive help from all of us.
Well, I think some of our regular young tellers. I mean, Ken's is probably
make sure that can be heard.
Preoccupied at the moment with friends and family in Morocco, and I think Yazname is in the middle of getting school papers done. So we'll keep. Now, did I see? But I can't work out how to get three dots up. So I can't see everyone who's here. But is Baba C here?
Yes.
Hello, Baba C.
There you are.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now. You're a bit muffled, but you're good.
Manuel, okay. I'm in a library. Okay, I'm in a meeting room. It's the worst meeting room they could put me in.
I think you're breaking up. I
But
don't
I'm
know if
here.
that's just me.
Yeah.
It may be the room I'm in.
Bit muffled
Am
still.
I bringing up?
Not really. We can't really make out what you're saying.
I trust you.
We'll try
Hello,
and
Bala.
if you want to try and write in the chat, maybe I can voice your message, but we can't really make out what you're saying, obviously.
So coming out.
Maybe you should try without the headphones. Try without headphones.
Hold on.
That was better just now.
That was quite good.
Yeah.
Hold on came out loud and clear.
Is this any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, loads better.
That's better.
It's a bit low, but it's better than before. We can make out what you're saying.
So, but
That's
Baba
strange.
C, if you can,
Yes, sir.
if you can share any of those links to the GoFundMe for the Henna Cafe and things that I put up on my Facebook or under in the World Storytelling Cafe Facebook, so it encourage people on your side of the pond to put something in the pot. That would be great.
I'd be more than glad to do that.
I think the further it goes out, the further we spread it.
Yeah.
It's not just the money. It's important that people know that we're thinking about.
No, one of my cousins has already notified me about this, and I told her I was aware, and I spread it, and I told her I was in contact with people, and she was relieved. She reached out to me because she knew that I had been to Marrakesh.
Have you spoken to Khalid, John? Are they okay? The people from the cafe?
Oh, everyone from the cafe is fine. Waleed put a message in the chat that it was fine earlier, and I think and Lucy said all the staff were everyone's good. The cafes, the building next door to the cafe has collapsed, but that was in a state of disrepair anyway. The old Fonduque next to the cafe. I say, and I'd not been flippant about it, but it was more vulnerable. The cafe itself was reinforced. And the Henna Cafe, people at the Henna Cafe are fine. But the Henna Cafe itself is okay and operating. Like I said in the earlier, it's operating a food kitchen now. Everyone in Riyadh is fine. Brahim and Zuhair and the storytellers all okay as far as we know.
Anas and Kamal reached out to me.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. I reached out to Anas and Kamal, and they both got back to me. They're doing okay. I think Anas, some of his family, some of the homes may have had some damage, but all in all, they're okay.
Excellent. Yeah, I haven't managed to reach out to Kamal yet. I must do that. I've been sort of going through the list. I'm running. If anyone happens to be around Gloucester on Thursday week on the, let me look at the date, on the 21st of September, because we've got the Society for Storytelling in the UK is having their annual gathering in Gloucester that weekend. I've managed to get the Daniel has managed to get the folk of Gloucester, the local museum where the gathering's being held. We're having that for an extra night on Thursday night to do a fundraiser. So those storytellers that are in Gloucester will be appearing at a fundraiser I'm organising. So hopefully we'll raise some there. And Sarah Corbett is flying out to Morocco Thursday, and she has contacts out in the villages and the places that were most hit. She was about to do a jewelry tour, but of course that's not happening now. She's taking medical supplies and things that are needed, and she's been going into that area for the last 14-20 years, so she knows the ground really well. And I'm just going to put on a light in here because soon, I keep forgetting the summer is nearly finished.
So what's happening this week next, apart from the face-to-face gathering in Gloucester? We've got David. Isn't
There's
it David?
David Thompson. David
Sorry about
Thompson
that.
is. No, is it David or is it Simona? No, I think it's David.
David.
Let me have a look in. No, I haven't got the big diary next week. It's David Thompson this Friday, and then Simona the week after. Right.
I've put them in the Facebook chat comment.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. You make an amazing social secretary, Manuel. Amongst your million,
storytellers.
amongst your many other skills.
Thank you. John.
All right, it's in chat. Make sure I'm missing nothing. So, Waleed, is there anyone coming into the cafe? Are there any tourists left in town? Because that's going to be important, because although they will use essential food, the economy needs to keep going. Ah, shame. So, Waleed's saying people are scared. Is there still a possibility of aftershocks, Waleed? Is there a possible? Oh, so the buildings are. Yeah, so nothing, nowhere's safe because you've got the build. Oh, what a terrible situation! The buildings, the build, even if they survived that time. So in the area you live, Waleed, how is it?
He's saying that Medina's not safe.
Medina's not safe, no. You're a brave man coming to work. Well, we're all thinking of you, Waleed, and everyone we know there. And all the staff. Could you give the girls our best wishes downstairs? Is there anyone else besides you coming to work? Waleed, I know it doesn't do a lot of practical good, but you need to know that, and probably it's the same with all the tellers, we're all getting messages every day asking how people are. So all of us that know, have friends in Marrakesh, everyone is concerned. Everyone is praying for you. Well, I can't think that anyone is going to be joining us. So they're probably surprised that we're going at all. Waleed, thank you for being there. Thank you. And it's to have some direct contact is, I'm sure people appreciate. And so I think I'm going to just announce what's happening as far as we know. As far as we know, everything. Oh, no, Kenza's here. Just as I was about to give up on everyone. Hello, Kenza. Hello, Kenza. If you're on a computer where you can see her.
I'm
so-
sorry for late.
Hello,
Well, no,
Kenza.
we weren't expecting you at all with what was happening. How is your family?
It's fine. In Morocco, it's fine, fortunately, but my family have this time it was very it was very shocked for these events, and especially my mother, because it's so very old, and then when it's come the earthquake, then my old mother, and it's not my mother, it's very old, so it's not a woman that can non mi vengono le parole.
Dillo in italiano.
Tipo, essendo che è venuto il terremoto, mia madre è una persona molto vecchia, quindi è stato per lei difficile scendere le scale con la paura e tutto quanto, per poi uscire e rimanere fuori per tutta la notte. Quindi è
Mamma
stato
o la tua nonna?
la mia nonna.
La tua nonna. Yeah, Kenza's trying to express how her grandmother is having huge difficulties because being an old woman, she couldn't get down the stairs. And as I said earlier, they had to spend the night outside. Is that right, Kenza? They
Yes.
spent the night outside. Old people and children are definitely more fragile than others.
E sono ancora molto scioccati, perché ovviamente dicono che ancora qualche scossa avviene, cioè poche volte la sentono, e quindi un po' sono anche
Yeah, they're under shock a little because the tremors haven't stopped, and so there are some like after.
So the aftershocks, that's what I was asking Waleed.
They haven't
So the
stopped.
aftershocks are still going on.
Yeah.
So we don't know. So so there could be a lot more damage because of the aftershocks.
Yes.
The buildings that were damaged in the first, the buildings that have been made weaker because of the first main earthquake may be unsafe because of the aftershocks.
Yeah. And that, I think that's what Waleed was trying to say, that the buildings are still falling.
Yes, yeah. So
That's the prayer.
well, yes. So Kenza,
Yes.
have you got a story for us?
Yes, I have a story that my grandmother told me the last week when they told me the other story. So today I have the story.
That's marvelous. Let's have a story. Let's have a Moroccan story. Let's celebrate Morocco.
Yeah.
Yes. So today the story is about Juha and his brother and the lazy family, I think, yes. So Juha one day was sitting in his house talking to his wife and two sons and telling them about his events and his work when his younger brother, Uqla, came knocking on the door. Juha then opened the door and greeted his brother, then said to him, "You have finally come to our house. We missed you, dearly friend. Is it a business visit or a relationship visit or both? So together." So then Ugla looked and said, "Both of them together, I think. I have to come to see you. So get up and come with me."
You're frozen.
Yeah. Kenza. Hello, Alistair. Alistair's just joined us, John. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
I saw that. Hello, Alistair.
I was watching on YouTube and then realized you had hardly any audience. So I was watching on Facebook. I realized I thought you only had a couple of people in the audience, so I come in.
Me at once.
Thank you. Ah, here we are back again with
We lost you a moment,
Kenza's going.
Kenza.
My connection is so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So when Juha, what did you like? So Akla said, I don't know her name, but it's a silent desire that doesn't happen, and she doesn't look right or left, all in front of her. Then I followed her. I went toward where the girls collect water from the vast wells, and they were all laughing and joking, but she was very serious. Then, at certain point, the vase where when she collected the water went and fell from her hand, but it didn't break. So, but she refused to bend down to collect it and went back to her house. So I know from the my side that didn't not bend because it will have seen my presence and will have been ashamed of me. So then Juha said, "Do you know where the girl lives?" And Uqla said, "Out of the corner of my eye, oh Juha, I watched her until she entered in the house in front of which the cut-off tree." So Hassan has Juha and his wife learned where she was staying. They started laughing, and before Ukla amazement increased, Juha said, "That sweet girl, she comes from the house of the lazy. The family is lazy, and she did not stop to pick up the vase because she is extremely lazy. And I advise you to not associate it to this family, lest you die of anger." Then Ukla said, "Explain this to me, my brother. The girl is very beautiful." And Juha said, "This beautiful woman had a brother who has paralyzed, and he didn't know that until 3 days later, because he didn't move during this time." Then the wife said her younger sister almost died because she was too lazy to breathe. The younger son of Juha then said, "And his younger brother is my friend. If I hadn't saved him, he would have almost drowned. When he fell into the lake, he asked his father for help, but his father was too lazy to help him, and he refused to help him." Then Ukla was amazed by what he heard. However, he insisted on going and checking for himself. Then Juha said to him, I will go with you, but perhaps we will sit in front of the door of their house. Juha then put his beautiful and finest clothes, brought a gift with him, and went to the house of the lazy family. Luckily for them, the tall and beautiful girl was standing at the door, waiting for someone to open it. So Juha said to his brother in a whisper, Do you believe me now? Then he said to the girl, Oh, sleeping woman, use the key to open the door. The girl resisted her laziness, took out the key, and opened the door. After entering the house, she left the door open. Then Juha said to his brother, Do you want to finish the mission or should we go home? Then Uqla said, Continue Juha, the girl is very beautiful. So Juha entered the house and greeted his family. He found the girl's father sitting and the children surrounding him, and his wife was watching him, wanting to warn him of the guests. Suddenly the father yawned, and his wife happily said to him, As long as you keep your mouth open, shout at your children to stop making this mess. Then Juha began to speak and said to the girl's father, I know how tired you are because you certainly haven't moved since morning from your place, and this is a hard effort. This is my brother, Ukra, who you may not know. But the father said, Never, Juha. The only thing is that I wake up an hour ago, and obviously I start the day by resting, and now the comfort is lost. Welcome, brother of Juha. Before Juha could speak, the village barber arrived. Then the girl's father had called him to cut his beard because he couldn't go to the barber because he is too lazy. He then took permission from Juha and sat down in front of the barber, who patted his head. Then the barber said, Lift your head so I can shorten your beard, or do you want to shave your hair? Then the girl's father said, Fill my hair shaved. And Juha then looked at his brother and said in a whisper, He sacrificed the hair of his head because he was lazy to raise his head. Then Ukla said, How will I behave with this family? Juha, come on, brother, and I apologize to you. Before Juha and his brother gets up, the barber said to the girl's father, I have found you a suitable job in the city, on your terms, as you asked. Then the girl's father said, What is this job? The barber then said, You wake up from your sleep, then you eat and sleep, and they wake up, eat and sleep, and so on throughout the year. Then the girl's father said angry and loud, What is this injustice? There are no days off. It's exploitation. I'm looking for an easier job than this. Here Juha and his brother stood up, suppressing their laughter. Then, as they greeted him, the girl's father then asked them, I didn't know the reason that you come to my house. Then Juha said, My brother wanted to offer you a job, but after you refused the job the barber had given to you, he retreated his idea. So he thought that you could guard the field by standing without moving, so that the birds stay away from the cereal. And then you sit down when the birds go away. So the father said, Standing and sitting at the same time is very difficult. Juha. The barber then said, pointing to the girl's father, we once asked him for help when there was a fire in my house, and so he started running to our house and running to the outskirts of the village, all because he was too lazy to stand. And then everyone sought in love. Thank you.
Wow, that was a marathon effort, Kenza. That was very long for a Juha story. It's a lovely one. Is that going in the book?
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Is
Well,
that one
thank you.
going in the book, Kenza? John asked, are we putting this story in the book?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you for coming on. Give our best wishes to all your family,
Yes,
especially your grandmother, because she has given us such fantastic stories through you.
thank
And so you as the bearer of the tradition. So what's coming up? Well, next week, are you with us next week? Have you got another story for us next week?
I think, I don't know, it's from my grandmother, so I think if it's possible.
No, we don't want to bother your grandmother. We don't want to. She's got enough on her mind, unless it would take her mind off it. Maybe your mother knows one that she hasn't told you yet. But no pressure. The most important thing is your grandmother and her family are okay. So there's and they continue to be so, and their house remains. Their house has stood up so far, has it? The house is the house. Is their house okay?
Yes.
At the moment. Well, hopefully, inshallah, it continues to be so. So what have we got coming up next week? Next week, we have our young international tellers, or in this case, teller. And it could be Kenza, it could be someone else, or it could even be, she might even have some friends from around the world with her next week. Jasname will be back when she's finished her papers she's working on for school. David Thompson from Texas is our storyteller on Friday at 6 o'clock UK time. And we've got, let me get the diary because I think we've got a worldwide story round coming up. Okay. Well,
while John is composing himself, thank you very much for that wonderful.
Still hear me? Yes. Yes. If anyone else wants to, Daniel, you're here. So would you like to say anything to Kenza?
Was that me? Sorry.
Yeah. Would you like to make a comment to Kenza and tell her how wonderful she is?
Well, obviously everything that's been said about our hearts and our prayers are with everybody in Morocco at the moment, and with your family and everyone we know, and everyone who knows people we know. But I love the storytelling. I really do. I don't know the Juha stories at all. This is new to me, so I need to go and find some. And so if you're writing a book, well, that will be my source.
Thank you.
Well, we are intending, for those who just picked up the book's going, we're publishing the cafe, World Storytelling Cafe, published. It's and there's Kenza lives in Italy,
Mhm.
but she has Moroccan parents,
Okay.
and she's been getting stories from her mother that her grandmother told her, and then she was in Morocco over the summer, and so she was getting stories directly from her grandmother. So we're hoping not we're hoping, we know that there'll be, when we publish the book, this will be putting something in the pot. These are Juha stories that have never been published.
Right.
Some might be, and they cross over with similar Nasruddin stories and so forth. But
Yeah.
there will be some in there, quite a lot in there. Certainly a lot that I've never come across, and they've never been published in English. And we're going to do the book in both English and Arabic.
Fantastic.
So it might take some time. You might have to, given everything that's happening, you might have to wait a while. You'll probably you'll get your hat before the book.
John is the guardian of my hat. But just so Kenza lives in Italy and is intimidating me even more, because then she speaks Italian, Arabic, and English. Probably something else as well.
She speaks more than that.
Oh,
I think we counted all the languages last week, and it's something like 5 languages.
Oh, I speak English and rubbish.
Yeah. So when are we doing the next? Oh, we're doing the worldwide story round, I think, the weekend with, I can't remember what I've written down.
It's on the
I think
website.
probably on the Sunday after the gathering's finished.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
On the Sunday, it says on the website, John.
24th.
24th.
Yeah. The 24th.
Yeah. So whether we've complete, what time do we finish the gathering, Daniel?
12:30.
Yeah. So I'm going to be well clear for that. So that'll be great. So what we've got coming up, so that's what's coming up on the 24th. Well, thank you very much. Thank you everyone who's been listening. Thank you those people that were with us on Facebook. Thank you, Daniel, for coming in, noticing that we didn't have the actual physical support in this time and coming in. But it's been very nice to see you and have you participate. We like to have people actually in the room to encourage our young tellers. And love to everyone in Morocco. And Waleed, thank you very much for actually continuing and being and managing to run this for us from the edge of from what is still quite a dangerous position. So you're not only you're a very brave pilot of the magic carpet. Thank you, Manuela. Thank you, Babasi. And we'll see you